Friends, Allah is the one who kept Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam alive in the stomach of a fish. And Allah is the one who parted the ocean for Hazrat Musa al-salam. Allah is the one who kept Hazrat Ibrahim al-salam alive even in a terrible fire. Allah is, those who do not believe ask, who is Allah? Those who do, who is Allah?
everyone. Welcome to this English listening practice. This video is for beginner English learners. You can listen and learn English with me. Are you ready? Let's start. Let's talk about daily life. What do you do every day? I'll tell you about my day, morning to night. Listen and see if your day is the same. Talking about daily life. Every day, I do many things. In the morning, I wake up at 7 o'clock. I brush my teeth and wash my face. Then I have breakfast. I usually eat toast and eggs. I drink a cup of coffee. After breakfast, I start work. I work on my computer at home. Sometimes I go outside for a short walk. At 12 o'clock, I eat lunch. I like rice and vegetables. In the afternoon, I read or study. Sometimes I listen to English. In the evening, I cook dinner. After dinner, I watch a video or read a book. At 10 o'clock, I go to bed. This is my day. What about you?
Do you want to learn English but feel too busy? Don't worry, you can use your daily life to practice English. I'll show you how I learn English in small, easy ways every day. Let's make English part of your life. Every day, I try to learn English. I don't study for many hours. I study a little every day. In the morning, I listen to English while I drink my coffee. I listen to easy English podcasts or videos. This helps me learn new words. In the afternoon, I read something in English. I read short stories or easy news. Just 10 or 15 minutes. At night, I write in my notebook. I write simple sentences in English. For example, today I went to the park. It was sunny. I felt happy. Writing helps me remember new words. I also speak a little English every day. Sometimes I talk to myself in English. I say, I am making tea now, or I am cleaning my room. It feels funny, but it helps me practice. I try to use English in my daily life, even just a little. You don't need to study for hours. Hello and welcome to this practice exam conducted by British American Resource Center. My name is Maruf and I'm your practice examiner. These exam questions are designed to simulate the IELTS speaking test. So let's begin. What is your full name?
My full name is Salsa Bilhaq.
At the beginning of the IELTS test, you need to provide a passport or an ID. But as this is just a practice exam, you don't need to provide any passport or ID. Now, in the first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Do you work or study?
Actually, I'm doing both. I'm working part-time as an instructor in an educational center, and I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree.
What is your study major?
Although I'm from a science background, but I felt like I'm better suited for business, so I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in business, my major being finance.
Do you prefer studying in a group or alone?
I prefer studying alone because I feel like it affects my concentration whenever I'm studying in a group, and it's always easier for me to get the job done on my own other than explaining the methods to every team member every second.
What do you think are the advantages of studying in a group?
Even though I prefer studying alone, but I definitely believe there are numerous advantages of studying in a group. For instance, peer learning. This has proven to be an effective method of learning, communicating with your peers, gaining knowledge from them, and learning from them.
Okay, thank you. Now let's move on to part two. Now, in this part, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay? Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about it. You can take notes if you wish. Here's your cue card and here's the paper and the pencil. Okay? You have to describe a time when you had to solve a problem. Okay? From now, your time starts.
I'll tell you when the time is up. Would you please start now?
Okay, so today I would like to talk about a problem that I faced and had to solve under pressure. It was a year ago when I first started my university. We were given a group project in our marketing course. We were tasked to design a comprehensive marketing strategy for a local startup. Suddenly, we faced a significant problem when one of the team members abruptly decided to leave the course, leaving us short-handed. Every individual was assigned a specific part of the task, so it was very difficult for us to cope up with that since we were already behind schedule. So we immediately decided to arrange a meeting and brainstorm ideas on how to mitigate the impact of losing a team member. We redistributed the workload amongst the remaining members and decided to ask for an extension of deadline from our faculty. We redistributed the workload according to the special skills and strength of every individual on the team. After asking our faculty, he was kind enough to analyze our situation and give us an extension of 1 week to submit our assignment. After that, we worked relentlessly and diligently, and we opened communication channels, worked effectively, helped each other throughout the entire process, communicated with each other in every part of the step. And finally, our hard work paid off. We were able to complete the assignment on time. And after that, we were also asked to present our ideas in front of the university faculties due to our report being extraordinary. So, what I learned from this experience was the importance of adaptability, good communication skills, and teamwork. And I also learned the fact that having an obstacle doesn't necessarily always mean an issue. It could also be a way for people to show how resourceful they can be.
Okay, thank you. May I have the pencil and the paper, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now I'm going to ask you some follow-up questions. Do you think the problem could have been prevented?
Not really. I don't think the problem could have been prevented because the faculty decided the team member for each group, and it was not possible for us to understand the intention of an individual just by getting to know them.
Okay. And how would you handle a similar problem if it happens again in the future?
Well, first of all, I would start by analyzing the group members and making sure every individual is equally involved in the project as me. And after that, if the problem still arises, then I would solve it the way I did a year ago.
Now, move on to part 3, and I'm going to ask you several questions. What are some common problems that people face in their daily lives?
Well, some common problems would be financial issues, which is common in every part of the world. Then there are relationship issues, conflicts amongst partners, and disagreements between parents and children, health issues, and time management issues. It can be overwhelming for some people to balance between work and social life.
And how do people usually go about solving these problems?
Well, the relationship issues could be solved by communicating properly with each other and being more vocal about their problems. The health issues can be prevented by being more conscious about one's health. And about the time management issues, people can always create a schedule that they can tightly follow.
Is it important to involve others in problem solving?
I believe it is required to involve others in problem solving in certain situations. For instance, if you're too involved emotionally with a certain project and you need a practical overview, that's when you can involve someone else. And you can also involve others in problem solving when you have too much workload and too much stress and you need to reduce some of it.
Can technology help people solve problems more effectively, and how?
Definitely, technology can help people solve problems more effectively. Technology facilitates communication. The communication gaps are reduced in our generation due to the help of technologies, and they always provide us information whenever and wherever we need it. And they also do proper data analysis, which help individuals to carry out their projects forward.
What are some potential downsides of relying too heavily on technology to solve problems?
Well, no one should be dependent on anything or anyone entirely at all. So the same goes for technology as well. Technologies are not able to do some things on their own, such as they cannot solve situations that are related to emotions. So a person can face a problem that they are emotionally involved with, and technology won't be able to give a proper answer for that.
Okay. Okay. So, in your opinion, what skills are necessary for effective problem solving?
I believe it depends on the type of problem that we are solving. However, in general, there are certain skills that an individual should have for every problem solving. For instance, critical and creative thinking, the ability to analyze a situation before solving it, and thinking outside the box. After that, good communication skills are very important nowadays, so it is very important to have it. Adaptability and flexibility, to be able to adapt to any situation and be flexible about solving them. And lastly, time management skills. It is very important to manage the time when it comes to solving a problem.
Thank you, Sasabil. This is the end of the speaking test. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
हेलो, होला, बॉन्जूर। जी हाँ, मैंने आपको 3 भाषाओं में
Welcome to the speaking module of the IELTS speaking exam. My name is Mohammad Marufiruz, number 454687. And the candidate is Aman September Mola. And your number is 356989. The speaking has 3 parts, and I'm going to record this for the marking purpose. And I will give you instructions for each part. For part 1, I will ask you a few questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. So, how did you get to this exam?
Firstly, I would take around a 20-minute bus trip, and then afterwards, I would take a 5-minute auto rickshaw straight to the IELTS institution itself. All around, it would take around 25 minutes.
Okay, let's talk about books. How often do you read books?
I often don't read a book, but whenever I do get a book that I do indulge into, was I'd read the book for around 5 to 10 minutes every day.
Where do you usually buy books?
Usually, I look at bookstores, especially around like my area, because in my area there's lots of bookstores that provide lots of variety, especially if I'm looking for a certain type of book.
Which type of books do you like reading?
Books that I enjoy reading the most are books that provide some sort of motivation, such as 48 Laws of Power, and then another book, for example, is Rich Dad Poor Dad, which compares the life of a poor person and a rich person.
Which type of books do you dislike?
I don't really dislike any sort of type of books, but if I were to say, it would be like a step-by-step guide sort of book, especially like a cooking book, because I don't like following steps, especially if I was to make a certain dish, because I just like to eyeball everything, just make my own type of recipe.
What is the next book you plan to read?
A lot of my peers recommended me to get into the Harry Potter books because people say there's lots of differences, especially when watching the movie and then how it was depicted in the actual book itself.
Where is a good place to read a book?
Usually, whenever I do find time to read a book, I usually just try to go to a library, because usually a library is a place where everyone is silent and everyone is minding their peace of mind. And another place would also be a park, because I would like to feel the fresh air and just be comfortable.
How have reading books changed?
Nowadays, with the advancement of like technology, people are now able to just find any sort of book that they're looking forward to reading in the interweb, whereas in the past people had to go to like a library and just borrow a book.
That is the end of part 1. Now we will continue for part 2. I'm going to give you a topic and I would like you to talk about it for 1 or 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to have your preparation. You can take some notes if you wish. This is your topic. You can take some notes. This paper, this pencil. Please start now. Okay, your time is up. Would you like to start now? Please.
As a university student, I think it's very important for me to purchase a laptop, because when going into university, there's lots of assignment, and using a laptop can really help accomplishing those certain types of tasks. And when I do purchase a laptop, I do plan on buying one of a high-end type of laptop, such as a Apple MacBook Air, because it is light and convenient, as well as it does provide
Let's practice your English.
Sure, let's do it.
What's your name?
My name is Gabriel.
How old are you?
I have 25 years.
Do you mean I'm 25 years old?
Sorry, yes, I'm 25 years old.
Where are you from?
Spain.
Do you mean I am from Spain?
Yes, I'm from Spain. Sorry. How can I improve my English?
You need to practice every day.
But I don't have enough money for a teacher.
Did you know AI tutors are much cheaper than human teachers?
Really? How can I get an AI tutor?
Just download Learn AI and you can practice anytime, anywhere. Download को अगले स्तर पर ले जाएं.
Does provide one of the high-end and latest chipset known as the AI Bionic chipset. Some may say it's an overkill processor, but I think it's perfect for me because I do intend on using it in the long run, as well as after my university life. I do intend on using it, as well as sometimes the laptop itself may provide either 500 gigabyte of space, or if you want 1 terabyte, and that's plenty of space for a student just like me. But when I do plan on buying the laptop, I don't plan on purchasing it in an online market, because in an online market, it's very easy to get scammed, because lots of seller, they just want to make a quick buck, and it's very easy to scam the buyer itself. As well as if you do purchase a laptop online, they do tend to mark up the price. If you do go to a showroom, then in an actual Apple showroom, then they provide lots of student benefits